up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Screen Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, we're going to have another one of our daily Game of Thrones discussions leading up to Season 7. Can't wait. And what we're going to talk about today is Cersei and what her fate might be and how she might meet that fate. Alright, Game of Thrones Season 7 is almost upon us. I am so excited. So we've been doing videos every day. Today we're going to do the Cersei video. So we're going to talk about what we think her fate might be and how she may meet this fate, right? So I don't think I've met anyone yet who thinks that Cersei is going to make it out of Game of Thrones alive. And I fall amongst those people. I definitely don't think she's going to make it out alive. Is it possible with Game of Thrones and the way, Game of Thrones is just structured? Of course it's possible. They always hit us with the unexpected. I thought Ned Stark was the main character of the whole thing, you know what I mean? And by the end of the season 1, well, we know what happened there, right? So, could she live? Yeah, I guess it's definitely possible she makes it out of the series alive. But I personally don't even think she's going to make it out of Season 7 alive. I do think the prophecy will ring true, and she will be killed by one of her brothers. Now, some people think it's Tyrion. Some people think it'll be Jaime. I personally think it will be Jaime. Now, this season, 7, is really about the war for the throne, right? It's about Dany versus Cersei. That's the basic gist of it. And, whatever sides all the various other characters fall on. Of course, we'll have Jon trying to recruit everybody for the Great War, but in Game of Thrones, people's visions of what's important tend to get skewed, much as they do in real life. So, I think that even though Dany will be hit with this knowledge, and Cersei will probably be hit with this knowledge of this great war to come with the White Walkers, I think they're both kind of going to ignore it. Cersei will probably ignore it, whereas Dany will put it on the back burner and say, no, this is what I came here for, blah, blah, blah. So that's going to be the main point of this season. Now, going into next season, it's going to be all about the White Walkers and that war, so I don't see Cersei holding a big place in that part of the story. So I do think she will meet her end by the end of Season 7, and this is how I personally think it's going to happen. Remember, she's protected by the Mountain and Jaime. So we will also get a trio of people coming to King's Landing and to the throne room. And I think those three people are going to be the Mountain, who's joining up with the band of brothers and all. I think it will be Arya will sneak in there somehow to take another name off her list. And I think Brienne might be there as well. Only because I cannot see Jaime's story ending without Brienne being there. And as I think Jaime's story will end in the throne room, excuse me, I believe Brienne will be in the throne room. So, however those three end up together, or if they all go there separately, I don't really know that. I haven't ironed that much out, but I do think that those three will end up in the throne room with war going on all around King's Landing and all around the castle. And here's what I think is going to happen. Arya will be going after Cersei, trying to strike another list. Jaime will try and stop her. Brienne will engage Jaime, even though she does not want to engage Jaime. I believe that the Mountain will injure Arya. I don't think he'll kill her, but it's definitely possible that he kills her. But I think he might, because remember, the Mountain's name, I believe, is on the list too. So is Ilyn Payne, and I do think she will get Ilyn Payne. Probably before all of this. So, I'm not sure if the Mountain is on her list or not. But either way. So I think the Mountain will injure her in protecting Cersei, while Jaime fights with Brienne, and in will come the Hound, who will have to fight the Mountain. They gotta give it to us. They have to give us Clegane Bowl. They have to, especially because I think the weakness to the Mountain will turn out to be fire, and the Hound is gonna have to overcome his fear of fire to defeat his brother, the big bad Mountain. I think that lends for great storytelling, and I think it'll be a great arc for that character, especially since season 1, where he intervenes, right, and stops the Mountain from killing Loras, I believe. Tyrell. So, yeah, that should be great, and I really think that we'll get that. I could be wrong about Arya being there, but I really don't think so, because I think they're going to want to play with this notion of how Cersei's going to eat it. Because I think by the end of the season, we're going to all know that Cersei's going to die. Even the few who I don't even know if they exist, are skeptical about Cersei dying. I think that by the end of the season, we're all going to kind of know that Cersei's going to meet her end. Now, so the Mountain will be dispatched, and I think the Hound is actually going to die in killing the Mountain. Maybe he sets both of them on fire or something like that. Something crazy. But I think that that's how that's going to play out. Jaime will wound Brienne and have a chance to kill her, but he won't. Arya will be wounded. Brienne will be wounded. Cersei will be telling Jaime, kill them. Or maybe Cersei is about to kill Arya, and then Jaime will strike down Cersei. And I do think Jaime might meet his end too. How that will happen, I don't really know. I was trying to iron this part of the story out. Will Arya come too and kill Jaime? But why would she do that if Jaime saved her life, or Jaime, killed the king and ended the queen and ended the war? Would Brienne strike him down? But I don't see that happening. Or maybe he gets mortally wounded in the fight with Brienne. Not mortally wounded to the point where his head's chopped off and he's dead, but, stabbed through a vital organ or something, and he was already dying when he killed. That's nice. So I just came up with that now talking. That's why I love making these videos, because new ideas come to me as I'm making the video. So there you go. There you have it. So while Brienne and Jaime are fighting, they both wound each other, kind of proving that they were equal soldiers, you know what I mean? Neither one of them was greater than the other, though it could be argued that Jaime is fighting with his other hand. He's one-handed, so whatever. But I don't think Brienne will be mortally wounded, just wounded. I think Brienne is going to make it out okay, honestly. And then I believe, all right, so Brienne and Jaime fight. They both get wounded. Jaime's is a mortal wound that he will eventually die from. Brienne's isn't, but she's, incapacitated, knocked out, or just too hurt to get up. Or maybe it's her leg that's cut, whatever. And then Cersei's about to kill Arya in like a Mad Queen bout of rage. And, maybe she's even shouting to that Dr. Frankenstein. I always forget his name. Pycelle, I think. Maester Pycelle, I think that's his name. And maybe she'll be shouting to him, burn them all, use the wildfire, burn them all, something like that, to just give it that mirror of when, the Targaryen rule was brought to an end with the Mad King and everything. And then Jaime will kill Cersei, and then Jaime will die, and Cersei will die, and then maybe Brienne will get Arya out of there or whatever before the something terrible happens to the throne room and all that. Because if you remember Daenerys' vision, she sees it all ruined and all that. The house, the roof is all burned. So maybe that's when the dragons swoop in. Or maybe it's all burned like that because Cersei blows it up. I don't know. But I can't wait. Sound off down below. Let me know what you think is going to happen to Cersei. How it's going to go about. Who might be involved. And let me know if you think I'm way off base. Because things usually aren't tied up so clean cut in Game of Thrones, or discuss anything Game of Thrones season 7 down there. Yeah, no worries. I like talking about this stuff, so if you keep the conversation going, I will definitely engage. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Always appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Oh, I always do that with the